It's a beautiful evening. Welcome to another beautiful edition of Sports Extraordinary here on Atlantic Television Network. On today's edition of the show, we have top headlines, and these headlines have taken the world by storm. First, the Football Association yesterday officially appointed none other than Thomas Tuchel as the new manager of the Three Lions. His task and mandate is to deliver a major tournament, and the pressure is on. Similarly, CAF yesterday shortlisted 3 names on the CAF list for the top prize as the Best Player Award. And of course, we'll take a look at those names and the possible swing, or where the pendulum might swing to. This evening, some matches are already concluded in the Nigeria Premier Football League March 7th, and we shall bring you some of the results from those centers. My name is Ekpo Temple, and of course, we have a bombshell of a show this evening. We're going on a short break. When we come back, I will introduce the guests here in the studio, of course, and the guests that will be joining us on air to discuss some of these trending stories. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back from that break. If you're just joining us, it is Sports Extraordinary here on Atlantic Television Network. Yes, I did mention earlier that we'll have a lot to talk about this evening. Emmanuel Michael is our studio guest, and of course, we'll do this together. Mike, it's a beautiful evening. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Tempo, and good evening to our viewers out there.
All right, also joining us later on via the Zoom platform will be Tayo Kumbi, Calabar-based sports journalist, as well as Nwolu Prince, who is live at the Adoki and Messi Maka Stadium to bring us some of the happenings from the 5 centers where games are staged in the Nigeria Premier Football League. So anytime we get connection from them, we'll bring them live on the show. But Mike, match day 7 is on across various centers, and I can authenticate that the results just popped in now. Full time, Heartland 1-1 against Ikorodu City. That game has come to an end. Ikorodu were leading until Heartland collided that particular one.
Not a good one for Ikorodu City, who won their first game last week at their home ground. They're coming against Heartland, who is also a very struggling side. I had expected them to fight for all 3 points, but then it wasn't to be. I said it in the morning that they needed all 3 points. They must stay afloat in the Nigerian Premier Football League season. This is the time for them to start churning out a positive result, because it will help them. If they wait until the season gets matured, or even at the tail end of the season before they start picking up points, they might find it difficult to stay afloat. We saw how Sporting Lagos did very well at the start of the season, where they got promotion last season, but then couldn't sustain the momentum, went down to the relegation. This time around, Ikorodu City, another club side coming in from Lagos State, but then they've actually find it difficult, to start the season on a very good note. And it's going to be a very difficult one. If they must stay afloat the NPFL, they need to just start getting positive results.
Start getting positive results from the games, so far played. And of course, Aziz Falolu scored in the 27th minute to ensure that Katsina United were 1-0 better off than Aqua United at the Mohammed Diko Stadium in Katsina.
Aqua United, another side that haven't been very fantastic so far since the start of the season. One expected when they got their first win at home against Kano Pillars, though 1-0 victory. We say that it was a hard-fought victory, but then Baba Ganaru and his boys, I expected them to fight so hard for another positive result this time around, but it was quite disappointing, and their poor start to the season continues. I don't know what would be in the heart of their fans right now, who have also been very critical about the result that Aqua United has been getting so far. But then it's not a good one for Aqua United, not a good one at all for a former champion, a club such as Aqua United, and they are getting the government support, the support that they truly deserve. And you may ask, what else do they need to actually start getting the result? If things did not change in match day 20 or 19, I can assure you that Baba Ganaru will be fired.
Baba Ganaru looks like one man that might be fired, and of course, let's get to see how far, but the result isn't in his favor at all, as Aqua United lost that game away from home. One would have expected that they get to do the needful to winning the games, but somehow it's not been favorable for them. Another game we saw at the New York Stadium in Plateau State, Remo Stars fell to the firepowers of Plateau United. 3-0 ended in favor of Plateau United.
Quite shocking result for Remo Stars, who has been very, very impressive so far this season. I expected them to at least go there, get a point. At least it will help them to stay afloat the Nigerian Premier Football League. Stay on top of the table rather, because they've already stayed afloat in the Nigerian Premier Football League. They finished in a very comfortable position last season. I expected for them to give Rangers a run for their money this season. And when Rivers United, 2 weeks ago, failed to capitalize on the advantage when they went away on their draw, Remo Stars won their game to take back their first position as it is. Courtesy of this loss right now, I think if Rivers United get to win their match, maybe, just maybe, they are going to, be pushed back to either second or even third position. So I think the league is beginning to take shape gradually, and some of the big names are beginning to, make their mark to say, yeah, we are still a force to be reckoned with. But I think they're still in a very, very, good position to fight for the league, but not a good result at all for Remo Stars.
Not a good result at all for Remo Stars. 3-0 bashing. I mean, it's surprising, but that's what you get when you see a side that are very much prepared, for what is to come. And I think that a lot is at stake here. At the Adokie Mesimaka Stadium, Rivers United, they were also on fire. In the first half, it was a little very cagey and engaging, but in the second half, they did the needful. 2-2 against 3SC. It shows that they are in for something, and they continue to stamp their authority when playing at home, Mike.
Yeah, we are hoping that Finidi George is going to continue this fine form. They have not lost a game so far this season. Winning at Dokia Masemaka Stadium, which looks to be a fortress for them. I think it's a positive result for Rivers United. Let's hope that Finidi George, like I say, is going to continue at this impressive form. Because if they do, then they might probably be challenging for the title. In fact, they're already challenging for the title as it is right now. Let's hope that they continue with this momentum going forward.
They continue with this momentum, and of course, the last center where game was played was at the Samuel Bumudia Stadium in Benin City, and it also ended 3-0 in favor of Bayelsa United, Mike.
Good one for Bayelsa.
For Bende Insurance against Bayelsa United.
Wow, I thought you said Bayelsa United went away to win 3 goals to nothing.
That would have been very fantastic.
Good one for them. But then I think it's not a good one for Bayelsa United at this point, because Bayelsa United, the Heartland, Ikorodu City, Aqua United, these are teams that you are expecting them to at least do much so far this season, but then they have not started in a very good note. They have been very shaky. I don't know what seems to be the problem. A new man at the end of affair, you expect him to change the tide, change the narrative, start getting positive results, especially now that he has the backing of the state governor. But then they still, went away, lost 3 goals to nothing. I think it's not a good result for Bayelsa United. And I can tell you for sure that if things doesn't change for good, they may be among the team that will continue to struggle for, to survive relegation so far this season. 11
goals scored today across 5 centers in the Nigeria Premier Football League. And of course, we're just doing a roundup of some of the events that transpired in the stadium. I don't know if Tayo Kumbi is on with us now. Tayo, good evening. Can you hear me? Welcome to the show.
Good evening, Chabu. Good to have me right here with you.
All right. I mean, you're just coming in at a time when we're talking about the Nigeria Premier Football League. We saw some major actions yesterday across the league, and today 5 centers produced 11 goals. And of course, at the New Jos Stadium, it was a Mazalin showcase. Same with the Samuel Bumudia Stadium, where it was a slaughter for the teams, for the visiting teams. Bende Insurance doing the magic against Bayelsa United, and then Plateau United doing the needful against Remo Stars. And that seems to me very surprising, because Remo Stars have shown that they have the wits, to contend for the title. What has gone wrong with that side? Your take on some of the results from the Nigeria Premier Football League?
I expected some of the results to go the way they've gone yesterday and today. Apart from the game between Rangers and their opponents, Kano Pillars, I didn't think Kano Pillars would go to the cathedral and get all 3 points. But that shows how interesting and how positive our league is getting in recent times. But all of the results have done really well. Not surprisingly for Remo Stars, I know with their quality and their consistency, a whole lot of people will feel they should go away and get at least a point at Plateau United. But we know that Plateau can be very strong at home, especially when they get settled. So it's not a loss that will really hurt Remo Stars that much. They've got the next game at home to consolidate and get back on level terms. Ikorodu City going to Heartland to get a point was another surprise for me. Are they having that new manager bounce? Remains to be seen. But these are two fantastic results back to back. A comprehensive victory in their last home game, and now a draw away from home. Last minute disturbances, but getting a point at Heartland was a good one for Ikorodu City. But for Imara Amunike and Heartland, I think they'll be disappointed. They've not started the season like for Heartland. I think they will bounce back.
Now, it looks like Rivers United are cooking up something this season, and that's very interesting. Finidi George, the stone that was thrown away seems to be the chief cornerstone. He hasn't lost any game so far this season. Do you think they are title contenders? Maybe early days, but they look very formidable, home and away.
Yeah, title contenders, they have to be. For many of us that followed the league, we knew that Finidi George was going to be an X factor for Rivers United. Already, Rivers United is a power to contend with. I think they had an underwhelming season last time out. I think that was because of their exertions from the previous season, where they got to the knockout rounds of the CAF Confederations Cup. But they look fresh this season, and they look ready. And having Finidi George in your corner has to count for something. Remember, he's also a former MPFL winner. He did it to Enyimba. So many people doubted him. And I knew coming to Rivers United, he wanted to prove the point. And he's got the right atmosphere to actually work. And of course, he's got one of the most experienced football administrators in the country, in Barrister Chris Green. So he's always going to get that support that he needs. And of course, he will get those materials that he needs to succeed. I actually put Rivers United as title contenders mainly because of Finidi. And I'm not surprised by the kind of start they've got this season.
After match day 7 concluded today, I mean, is there any team you are surprised by their exploits, apart from the likes of Rivers United, who of course you have already commented on? Is there a team that have lived up to expectation beyond your surprise thus far?
By my projection before the start of the season, the culprits are still all right there. Enyimba, Remo Star, Rivers United. I can remember when I was doing a pre-season analysis on another platform. These three teams were the ones I really beat, and I'm not surprised about how they started off the season. I'm not raising my hopes too high. I'm looking at how the season will develop, and maybe by match day 10, I can now pick a surprise team for me for the season. But so far so good. I think it's going according to what I suspected from the start of the season. So I'll just keep that answer for you. Maybe when we get to match day 10, you can ask me this question again, and I'll give you a much better answer.
Okay, Tayo, I'll come back to you. Let me get the thought of Mike here in the studio to also think, see if he thinks or aligns with what you think. Mike, we've seen a lot of drama. Okay, away wins, away draws, changing dynamics, from the norm. Do you agree with Kumbi that, wait till match from March 10 for you to start thinking of, because if Remo Stars can fall like a pack of cards, they are the new Just Stadium in Plateau State, then it looks like this season is in for something.
Well, for me, yeah, I think it will be too early call to make right now on a certain team that will be, crown champion as it is right now. Just 7 matches played so far. We still have about 30-something games. 31 games to go. So you may say, yeah, too early call to make right now. Even the winner, the defending champion, talking about Enugu Rangers, they didn't start in the best, possible fashion last time, but then they still went all the way to, win the title. And for Rivers United, we hope that it's not the local parlance that we use here, IGG, meaning initial gragra. Let's hope that Finidi George can also, tinker the boys, not just, being a title contender, but also winning the title itself. Tayo, my brother and friend, also talked about how he was able to win the league with Enyimba, and that he has the experience and all of that. But then the Enyimba experience for me, I think I do not really rate it because it was an abridged league, and for me, so many factors come to play in an abridged league. I mean, it is not a true test of the strength of a team because you did not play the full format, and that is why I'm never a friend or an advocate of the abridged league, because you don't get to see the strength of a team, out there. And so for me, I wouldn't want to say, yeah, he won it with Enyimba. Yeah, he did it, but then it was an abridged league. So many factors come to play. Now, let's see if we can be able to do it within the full season. Then I can truly say, yeah, maybe if you need the George is gradually, crawling to the apex of those big name coaches right here in the NPFL league, where we rank as maybe teams that coaches that have the experience and also getting the results. You might have the experience, but you are not getting the results. Sometimes you might not have the experience as well, but you are getting the results. So it's two different, ball game altogether. But like Kumbi rightly said, the teams like Remo Stars, if you take a look at what they did last season, you want to say, yeah, there may be a title contender as it is. But there are some other teams that are there that you may just say they are title pretenders are there, but then only time will tell.
Will you say Plateau United are title pretenders?
Of course, yes. Even Canopilla, of course. The pedigree of Canopilla, but as it is,
title pretenders?
Of course, for now. Despite their experience, the injection of Ahmed Musa and the iconic...
You think so? I mean, this is the same kind of pillars that were bad. Match 3, Match 4, they were bad. They had poor results. Match 5, Match 6, 7, they changed the narrative. And you still think they are pretenders?
Change the narrative in how many games have they played? I still think that they are pretenders as it is, because they are just counting on their past glory, past pedigree. How many years? 5, 6 years down the line. When last did Canopilla won the league?
Okay. Tayo, just a reaction from you. You think that we're still having pretenders this season?
Yeah, I think I agree with your guy in the studio. Based on what we've seen on current form, based on what we've seen concerning the league in the last two seasons, not taking it too far, we want to call Canopillas pretenders to the throne. I think over the years they've fallen from that traditional power we used to know them in the NPFL. Will that change this season? It remains to be seen. I'm not one that will be blown away by all of the stardust that Ahmed Musa and show what the life brings. I think they still got a whole lot to do to get back to that top reckoning that they used to enjoy. But I agree with your guy in the studio. When we talk about the league now, especially in the last 1-2 seasons, you will not want to put in Canopillas. I also feel they are pretenders to the throne. They were one of my dark horses in my preseason analysis. But if you still want to talk about the powers that be right now, based on what we've seen in the last 1 or 2 years, you have to talk about Rivers United, Remo Stars, and Enyimba as the title contenders.
All right, the Match 8 come alive this weekend, and I can tell you that Ikorodu City will be at home to host Lobby Stars. Shooting Stars will take on Katsina United. Canopillas will be at the Mohammed Diko Stadium to play against Kwara United. Abia Warriors will take on Plateau United. Niger Tornadoes will host Rivers United. Remo Stars will be at home to Bende Insurance, and then Enugu Rangers will travel to the Gospel Akpabio Stadium to play Aqua United. Same for Nasarawa United, the Solid Miners, as they will be up against Sunshine Stars. So these are some of the encounters to expect. Heartland will be traveling to Bayelsa, the Samson Zaza Stadium in Bayelsa, to play against Bayelsa United, and Economy Warriors will host Enyimba Football Club. So let's see how far this weekend we turn out. But away from that, just after the controversy between Libya and Nigeria, CAF yesterday finally shortlisted the last three in the Men's Best Footballers Award. Ademola Lookman, we have Victor Boniface of Nigeria, same, and then Ibrahim Diaz of Morocco, who plays for Real Madrid. The big question is, who wins the CAF Footballer of the Year? Kumbi, I spoke with you earlier on radio, and now we're live on TV, and I still want to ask you, do you think that Ibrahim Diaz does not deserve to be the African Footballer of the Year?
Of course, we can't take part of the question. Before for short, he said, as the final he must have done something. He must have club in world football, current European champions Real Madrid. But you have to factor in his contributions to that team. Ibrahim Diaz was a fringe player with Real Madrid, and if you are talking about telling contributions to Real Madrid's glory last season, I don't think you mentioned Ibrahim Diaz. I think once in a while he had an impact as a substitute, but that's all about it. And yeah, for his country, maybe, but nothing really of note concerning his contributions, even to Morocco's performance at the last Africa Cup of Nations. So over the span of 1 year, I think being shortlisted is even glory for him. But when we talk about the winners, if they can give it to the two Nigerians, I'll be very, very happy. But like I said in the afternoon or earlier, nobody will want to say Ademola Lookman does not deserve it. Performance-wise, consistency, achievements, I think it checks all the boxes for this season. And if Victor Osimhen was able to win it last year, based on all of these, I think Ademola Lookman has equaled all of the things Victor Osimhen did last season, or even surpassed by winning the Europa League with Atalanta. And he didn't just win that as a big part player or as a substitute player. He did that as the main focus of that team. So I think this year belongs to Ademola Lookman. And like I said earlier, if Lookman does not get this award, I'll be carrying placard. The only compensation will be if it goes to Boniface. But Ibrahim Diaz, thank you for making the short list of 3. But this award should come to Nigeria again, back to back.
Like Kumbi said, will you be surprised in any means if at the end of the day, what happened during Okocha's time repeats itself again?
No. I do not, see that coming.
But nobody saw that coming when Okocha was not giving the award.
Well, Okocha's case, there are too many factors that come to play in that very well. That he received the BBC African Footballer of the Year. That is for BBC to judge. Africa, we have our own yardstick. Of course, Okocha, you might say, one of the greatest midfield maestro. He does all the dribbles and entertainment and all of that, but doesn't cap it all with goal scoring or even major trophy out there. So these are two different cases. This time around, Lookman, juxtaposing Lookman's performance with that of Ibrahim Diaz, I mean, there is a gulf in difference between Ibrahim Diaz
but you understand. You understand Ibrahim Diaz, for him to be standing to this level, you argue that he plays for Real Madrid, where top players are, and he's been able to show his talent. Like someone argued, involving himself in 21 goals is not child's play. And I mean, if not for anything, being part of a squad that won the UEFA Champions League should be taken for granted.
I think for me, there are so many factors, not just being a fringe player in a very big club with other star-studded teams out there. You are coming to play a fringe role, make a cameo appearances, then you hit a 21 goals contribution in all of those cameo appearances. I mean, it's not good, it's not enough to be compared with somebody that start almost every minute of the game.
So you ask yourself, how many goals did Ademola Lookman scored in all his appearances last season?
Lookman Ademola,
did he get up to 21 goals?
Both goals and goals contribution and goals scored. It's more than two figures. So about 20 something. Both goals and assists. It's more than 20 something. And Diaz has just 21. Then you can bring it down to the continent of Africa, because is one of the yardstick as well.
True.
Morocco went to the Africa. In fact, Morocco was one of the first. They are the first country to hit Ivory Coast in the African Cup of Nations. But they are almost the first country to be booted out of the African Cup of Nations. Lukman Ademola was part of the Super Eagles that got to the final. Didn't just go to the final to play a fringe role in the team. He was a he was a vital player, scoring 3 goals with an assist as well, and also played in all of those games, get to the final, play Europa Cup final, scored a hat-trick in the process, won the Atlanta Player of the Year, won several individual awards. Then again, being nominated or shortlisted as number 8 in the Ballon d'Or award. What other credential do you need for such a player to receive the Africa Footballer of the Year?
We'll keep our finger crossed. About Kumbi, let me come back to you. I mean, a lot is at stake here. Captains of national teams, coaches of national teams, we go in to vote, and of course, you know the sentiments that West Africa do have when it comes to challenging with the North Africans. Do you think that in any way that will affect us? 52 member states in CAF, will that affect us, sincerely?
I don't think it will affect us. It didn't affect us last year. I don't expect it to affect us this time around. The excuse has always been visibility. But with the way broadcasting has been right now, especially for the top European leagues, we get to see these players in action week in, week out. This Italian Serie A has got almost the same broadcast time with the Spanish La Liga and the English Premier League. So we can't hide these facts anymore. The evidences are there to see. We saw the European competitions, they were well in our faces. And we've also come to Africa. We saw the Africa Cup of Nations, it was well in our faces. We're also seeing the qualifiers also well in our faces. So visibility plays a lot of role when you talk about decisions. And I don't think it will have an effect this time around. Whether there's the North African power or the North African chaos, I don't think so. I think other sides of Africa, we've got enough strength that will pull in this direction of Ademola Lookman. So I think this, once again, I am very confident. That just like it went for Victor Osimhen last year, it will also go for Ademola Lookman this year.
But what is the positive implication of having a Nigerian win the award again after Victor Osimhen?
Are we going sentimental now? How many years have we gone without the award? So why can't we just come back and get it back to back? Before Victor Osimhen, the last time was 1999, if I'm correct. Calculate 1999 to 2023. That's a whole lot of years. So if we went that long on a drought, then they should also consider us that we deserve to. Let's win it back to back to compensate for at the end that we would not be without it. So I don't think that should come into play. I think when we're talking about awards like this is the emblem of the continent. This is what, in a long way, defines who we are and what we really talk about when we talk about fairness and equity. So if a player deserves it, I don't think we should put sentiment about where it comes from or how many times his country has won. I think we should go beyond that as Africans. And that's why I feel Ademola Lookman winning it again, not because I'm a Nigerian, but it will mean that we truly understand the game, and we understand that fairness and equity also entails that we reward those that really deserve it.
All right, away from that now, I mean, a whole lot of drama transpired in the Libya case, and I just want to get your thoughts on what do you think will be the final outcome, or what do you think, because everybody is entitled to their opinion now, the decision is left for CAF disciplinary committee to speak on the issue between Libya and Nigeria, and for all that has happened. Where do you think this decision, or who gets to be favored most from your own perception?
It's been a very difficult one for me going through it. I try to also check the CAF statutes and Somebody sent me a legal angle to all of it. And if you look at all of this, we feel that Nigeria has got a case. But CAF has asked for an explanation from the Libyan Football Federation. And you feel if they can have a very good excuse. I don't know what their excuse would be. I don't know what the excuse would be. Even if, let me just assume that Nigeria did not communicate their plans to them. As a host nation, you have that responsibility to do a quick response. So 15 hours without response is the height of irresponsibility for me as a host nation. So I feel that is what will shoot the Libyans in the foot. And if they are to take their antecedents into cognizance, then I don't think they will have a case in this one. Remember, this is not the first time it's happening to a Nigerian team. Many of our Nigerian teams, club sides, have suffered this. The recent one was Eimba, and Eimba did not get a favorable decision, and that's my fear. But this is a different ball game entirely. This is an international team. This is a national team football, so it's even beyond CAF. Now the world is watching, and I'm sure FIFA in one position is also watching. And CAF has to really make a good decision. We might not get all 3 points. I'm not even advocating for that. But I think the Libyans should be made to pay for this one. And I think this game should be played on a neutral ground with the Libyans getting to foot all of the bills. I think that would be a fair decision. If 3 points goes to us, I mean, that's also wonderful. But I think a strong warning needs to be sent to not just Libya, but the North African bloc. This is their tactics, and I think they went too far this time around. They should be punished. A fine, point deduction if it matters, but they should be made to understand that this is the height of unsportsmanlike attitude, and they need to be punished so as to serve as a deterrent to any other country that may be planning this. I mean, we put the lives of so many Nigerians at risk. These are breadwinners, lots of destinies and generations are tied to them. Anything could have happened within those 15 hours, and that's why I feel CAF needs to send the right message that they will not stand for irresponsibility.
Okay. Well, we'll keep our finger crossed on the decision of CAF, truly, like you said. And I can tell you that Nigerians, the whole world are watching to see what will be, because the matter might even transcend beyond what we're seeing to CAF if the matter, I mean, a lot of Nigerians are waiting truly to see how this will end. But Mike, before we wrap up conversation, Tuchel has been appointed as the manager of the Three Lions. The FA, as they're called, deemed it expedient to bring him in. Another person asking, appointment of Tuchel is not a bad news, but reaction continues to trade that appointment. Some people feel that, I mean, at the time when you have, if like in Nigeria, we are talking about home-based coaches, and you are bringing in an expatriate, and you're going to pay him, he earns at least, is it how many millions of dollars, and he's going to get at least $5 million US, if not more. So they are asking this question, why go for such manager when we have some supposedly growing managers that you can give them the role and enhance them? After all, Gareth Southgate is one of the best managers in the annals of their history, they have done very well, gotten to 2 finals. So the big question still is, why do they appoint Tuchel for whatever reason?
Because they need a man that is going to deliver on the mandate which is giving England a trophy.
And they trusted Tuchel to do that?
Yes, of course. The man has applied his trade in English football before. Don't forget, he was a former manager of Chelsea Football Club. He helped them to win their second UEFA Champions League in 2021. So for me, having coached some of the best teams in Europe, he has coached Paris Saint-Germain, coached Borussia Dortmund, Chelsea Football Club, Metz, Bayern Munich. These are some of the things that they are looking at. You talked about homegrown coaches. How many of the coaches can you actually point out as an English coach that is doing pretty well right now? Is it Frank Lampard? Is it Wayne Rooney? Is it Graham Potter?
Graham Potter,
that
yes.
nearly took
So Graham Potter.
Graham Potter.
What
did he actually achieve?
Graham Potter is arguable. I mean,
Graham Potter
let's judge him from the angle of what he did with Brighton and Hove Albion. I mean, Chelsea could have been. I mean, after Tuchel was sacked. In Chelsea, he was sacked even after winning the UEFA Champions League.
Not that he wasn't doing great, that he was sacked.
No, he wasn't doing great.
They had a change of management.
No, whenever you are sacked,
no.
You should have gone for mutual consent.
When you are sacked, doesn't mean that you are doing great. That you are not doing great. There are so many arguments to it. For me, Graham Potter, he did maybe a little bit well at Brighton, but did he have any trophy to show for it? Nothing. He came to Chelsea, nearly turned Chelsea to, a relegation club, and he left. Which coach? Now, you talked about Gary Southgate, that he did one of the best managers, but then it is good to go to final twice, back to back. But then, at the end of it, is that truly what England need?
They should have trusted the process.
After
they should have trusted the process.
58 good years. 58 good years.
Yeah.
Which process are we still trusting?
Kumbi, my things that like Nigeria, we are not patient enough. But I still believe that encouraging homegrown or indigenous coaches at the level that Southgate had done, maybe not Lee Castley, okay, but a lot of persons still feel that taking this outside, bringing an expatriate, will not help the business because national team cannot be club side, and so I do not know where you pitch your tent on this.
I pitched my tent with the FA, and I think it's a fantastic decision to pick a coach like Thomas Tuchel. I think you and anybody who thinks that England should continue to trust the process is very wicked. A team like England is one of the best leagues in the world, and with the area of talent that they have not been able to win any major trophy since 1966. That's a whole lot of time to trust the process, and they've tried everything. The issue right now is England does not even have so many coaches that you can call world class that can handle that team and you can be guaranteed of success. Success for England right now is not getting to finals. They've done it twice, but the success for them now is winning a trophy. I need somebody that can give you that, not because he's a magician, but because his CV points to that, and he's got that experience and proving it over and over again. He's done well in Germany, he's done well in France, and he's come to England and he's done very well. So why would you want to turn that kind of manager? Tuchel right now is one of the best coaches in this new generation, and it's always a privilege when they are free. When they are free, you don't waste time, you get to snap them up. Imagine if Pep Guardiola is free right now. Do you think anybody will be thinking before they hire him? No. So England need a manager that can take them to the next step, and the next step is winning a trophy. And the person that you can trust with that with that responsibility is somebody that has the experience of winning a trophy, and that's why I think getting Tuchel is the right choice. I'm not saying he's going to win them a trophy, but of course he got a brighter chance than all of what they got right now. You were trying to list the kind of home-based managers that he got. Who do England have right now? Frank Lampard has started to deceive, nothing to show for it. Wayne Rooney is more good at being angry than being a coach. Gary Neville, Phil Neville, they've all been there and they failed woefully. I think they are better at punditry and analysis than doing the actual coaching. So for me, quality manager, if he's available, go for him. And I support the FA in this. Whatever happens, that's a matter for the future. But based on the present, he's a trophy-winning coach, and that's what England needs to move to the next level.
Well, thanks to you, Kombi, for being part of the conversation today. We really appreciate you. I don't know what the weather is over there in Calabar, but it looks like you're having fun.
I don't know if I'm having fun. The economy is hitting us all out. But Calabar is very, very okay. We are the land of the rain, so we are expecting another rain tonight. So we'll be having a cool weather. Of course, we have to enjoy what we have. Life is more important.
Especially if you are joining to Calabar and you are passing through C Express. It can be very interesting. I did that few weeks ago. I would have called you for the nightlife.
Don't pass through the road, I mean.
Many thanks for joining us on the show today.
Always a pleasure.
Mike, of course, your friend Kumbi there. Also, so glad to have you here, and the three of us joining issues and ideas together to ensure that we give our viewers a maximum sports, punditry this evening.
Yes, of course, it's always great, but then time always, the factor that bridges us whenever we're having fun talking sport. But then, I think it has been a very interesting, topic that we're able to dish out. We'll make a return tomorrow.
All right, that will be all this evening on Sports Extraordinary. Many thanks to you, the viewer, for being part of the conversation here on Atlantic Television Network. We'll be back again same time tomorrow, 6 p.m. for more conversation. Please do it to stay with us. We'll still have a lot on our menu this evening. Ekpo Temple is my name. I did show with Tayo Kumbi and Manuel Michael here in the studios. Bye-bye and have a lovely night.